I've been a mixed martial arts gaming YouTuber for over 13 years now, and in that time, I fought pretty much every elite player that you can find. I've always been good at these games, and in this video, I'm going to condense 13 years worth of experience into about 17 minutes. Number one is do not play this game when you're emotional or when you're angry. Look, we've all been there, bro. You get on ranked, you lose maybe 2 matches in a row. Now you're upset, and now you literally cannot get off the game until you get a win. So you just keep trying, and a brutal cycle starts to happen where the more you lose, the more upset you get. The more angry you get, the more you lose, and it becomes a freaking brutal cycle. Remember this, with the way this game is designed, bro, you gotta have a cool mind to be able to play to the best of your ability, for your reaction time to be okay, for your denials to be good, for you to be able to make reads and understand what your opponent is doing. Hell, to be able to identify the style that your opponent is playing at, you gotta calm down, you gotta be relaxed. And when you're not, you're going to find that you're gonna have a terrible experience, and that is not what you want. So my advice, fight that urge. Fight that urge to just get that win back. If you lose multiple fights in a row and you start to feel yourself getting upset, bro, turn it off. Get off the game, go do something else with your time, something fun. I promise your mental health and your overall life will thank you so much for that. Number 2, learn how to grapple. Listen, I completely understand this. As someone who really enjoys striking is always going to be more fun than grappling, and we all tend to gravitate towards what is fun. But it's very important for you to learn how to grapple because, one, the moment players realize that this is a weakness that you have and they recognize you every single time you play, they're just going to immediately take you down and ruin your entire experience. This is what happened to me in like UFC 2 and a little bit in UFC 3, and it actually got so bad that I had to create an alternate account just so people don't know that it's me when I'm playing, because every time they see my name, they remember, oh yeah, Martial Mind is a striker, he really doesn't grapple that much, I'm just gonna take him down. And so every single time you fight, you're dealing with a style that you really don't enjoy. But what if you learned how to grapple and you became dangerous in the grappling system, and people realize, man, if I take this guy down, it's not going to be a cakewalk. He's really dangerous right here. Well, then you most likely will get to play in the style that you really enjoy. Most players will avoid grappling with you because they themselves don't really enjoy grappling that much. Very few players truly enjoy grappling. So that's one reason why you got to learn to grapple. The second reason why you got to learn how to grapple is because it's going to give you a very big advantage initially and pretty much throughout the game's life cycle, because as I just talked about, most players shy away from learning how to grapple. If you learn how to grapple, you're going to have a major advantage over everybody else, because then if you wanted to take the fight to the ground, you already know you're taking the fight to a place where a vast majority of players you come across will not be comfortable. So please learn how to grapple, no matter how boring that is for you. If you want to be good, if you want to be really good at this game, you got to learn how to grapple. Don't just focus your entire time on doing the thing you enjoy the most, which is striking. Learn to grapple. Number 3, be inspired by elite players, but do not become a clone of them. I see this mistake all the time in the community. Look, I get it, bro. You watch a player, maybe they're streaming, you love what they're doing, their style looks beautiful. And because their style looks beautiful, you want to try to mimic their style. But the mistake you make is, rather than taking inspiration from what they're doing, you try to clone the person and become them. I'm going to use Conor McGregor, for example. Conor is known for having a lethal straight from southpaw position. Let's say in real life, you watch Conor, you're a big fan of him, you love the way he uses a straight, you want to copy him. But you're not a southpaw naturally. Maybe you have really short arms. Maybe you're not as tall as Conor. Maybe you don't hit as hard as Conor McGregor. How effective do you think you're going to be if you try to do all these things? Meanwhile, the necessary attributes that allows Conor to do what he does, you don't have them. Well, you're going to be extremely ineffective. You'll stunt your own growth and you're not going to reach your potential. Rather than doing that, rather than copying the guy, getting his back tattoo, cutting your hair the way he cuts his hair, dressing like him, doing his billionaire walk and all that, rather than literally turning yourself into Conor, what if you took inspiration from the left hand like this? Wow, I really like Conor McGregor's proficiency, his technical ability with that left hand, the skill level he's been able to reach with that level. I want to be as good as he is at that left hand at something. So you find the thing that naturally you gravitate to, naturally you do well. It could be leg kicks. And so you say, I really love the fact that Conor is highly skilled at this one thing. I'm going to get just as highly skilled at this thing that I naturally do very well. When you look at the game, everybody has something like that. Find the thing that you naturally do well and take inspiration from other players. Their technical proficiency, how calculated they are, whatever it is that they do. Take that inspiration, apply it to the thing that you are naturally good at. That is the only way you're going to get to the level you want to get to. Because remember this, you're never going to become a person better than that person is. For example, you're never going to be Conor better than Conor McGregor is Conor McGregor. No one will ever be better than you at being you. It's just never going to happen. And the more you try, the more you're going to hinder your own progress. You're not going to get to where you want to get to, and you're going to just stay frustrated. So please do not try to clone elite level players. Take inspiration from them. Don't clone them. Number 4, do not waste your time learning game-breaking exploits, because most times they get patched out. Now, I completely understand when a game drops, all people care about is winning. And so you gravitate towards whatever is going to get you wins. And if what's going to get you wins is you using some game-breaking exploit, you're going to use it. But here's a problem with that. Most likely, that game-breaking exploit that you just learned and you use in every single fight that got you to #1 leaderboard or wherever you got to, most likely it is going to get patched out. Now, I'm not saying every single exploit gets patched out. We all know EA, right? They don't really patch out every single thing wrong with the game, but most of them eventually do get patched out. And we have seen so many players who once were good, all of a sudden they're nowhere near as good. And the reason for that, they spent a vast majority of their time learning some game-breaking exploit. And once that exploit gets removed from the game, you realize, holy crap, this guy actually doesn't know how to play the game at all. So now you're stuck having to learn a brand new skill, and a vast majority of those kinds of players just straight up quit. I've seen that from UFC 1, UFC 2, all the way to UFC 5, and it will keep happening in UFC 6, 7, however many games EA decides to make. Learn how to play the game the way the game was intended for you to play. So please do not spend your entire time learning game-breaking exploits. Don't do it. It's going to get patched out, and you will get patched out. Number 5, make an alternate account specifically designed to practice this game. So to kind of have that freedom to try things without that thing in the back of your head that makes you feel like, oh my God, I'm being embarrassed, create an alternate account. But when you do this, it is so important for you to fight the same urge that you have on your main account, where you have to care so much about winning. The point of this account is for you to try new things. Let's say there's a new skill you're trying to develop. Use this account to just hone in and focus on this skill. I don't care how many times you win, don't care about those wins and losses. You will eventually get to the level you want to get to if you stick with it, okay? So please keep that in mind. Number 6, use as many fighters as possible. Now, I'm not going to cope and tell you guys that, oh, if there's a player out there that can only use Conor McGregor, but every single time you fight them with Conor, they absolutely obliterate you. They're not actually good. They can only use Conor. That's not true. That's just cope, and it's not true. There are a lot of very elite players out there who do not know how to use a vast majority of fighters. It does not mean they're not good at the game, but I guarantee they would be significantly better than they are if they also practice with lower level fighters. Can you win if you have a fighter with very little chin? If you can, then that means your defense is significantly better, because you can't take as much risks as you could with a fighter with, say, 100 chin. Now you're going to practice head movement better. Your footwork will be better. Your blocking will be better. You'll know exactly when you're in danger and when you're not in danger. Now imagine what happens when you learn how to win with a fighter with really bad stats, and then someone gives you a fighter with beefy stats. Imagine how absolutely brutally good you would be. So please, for your own good and for you to reach your absolute potential, don't just use the fighters that are like cheat codes, the fighters that you can take all the risks in the world. Also use the those lower rated characters, challenge yourself to see, can I win consistently using the fighter with terrible speed or the fighter with very little cardio where, oh my God, I gotta really manage my cardio. I promise you, other aspects of your game will improve. For example, you'll be able to watch your stamina so much better. I already mentioned your defense will be better, your attacks will be better. Everything will improve if you challenge yourself with using lower rated characters. Number 7, do not run from difficult matches. Man, there's a massive epidemic of quitters right now in UFC 5. You guys already know this, but there's a problem with this. If you take a look at the absolute best players in the world, there's something you're going to notice about all these guys. They have fought every single style possible, and they have a mental note of every single style. I do the same thing. When you don't have this, you're gonna find yourself running into a brand new style almost every single time you play, and it's never going to end. Although there's a finite amount of styles that you can see in this game, there are so many of them, and the more of them that you've already faced, the more equipped you will be to handle them. Because when you run into a style, all you're gonna go, oh, I know what this guy's doing. Right away, I know exactly what this man is doing. I've already faced this style multiple times. I already have the counter in the back of my head. I already know what to do to deal with this. But if what you do is the moment you run into someone that's maybe giving you trouble, maybe they're doing something you don't really like, you back out or you run away, or maybe you see their name and you back out, you don't want to fight them, you're never going to get good at dealing with that style, and it is going to hinder your progress. You want to be as well-rounded as possible. You want to be as comfortable and confident as possible that no matter what style is thrown at you, you can handle it. So do not run from matches. Number 8, playing ranked alone is not enough. A lot of people think that if you become a ranked demon, that means that you're really, really good at the game. It could mean that. But the truth of the matter is, you don't really know how good you actually are if all you play is ranked. When you take a look at ranked, I guarantee the top 10 on Xbox or PlayStation is not really indicative of the top 10 best players in the world. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times, ranked, the success you have on ranked, the success the top 10 guys have on ranked is a combination of skill and also time. A lot of these guys have thousands of matches. If you want to know how good you really are, you have to do best of 3 matches, best of 5, best of 7 matches against elite level players. And the reason for that is, let's say you run into Go 1099 when he's streaming. He's 2 hours into a stream, you fight him and you guys have a competitive match. Now you run around your room feeling really good about yourself, like, oh my God, this is it? All this talk about Go 1099, or hell, maybe you beat him. You beat the guy 2 hours into a stream. He's probably not giving you his best, and now you think you're better than you actually are. But if you were to fight him in a best of 3 or a best of 5 or a best of 7, and he's able to give you his undivided attention, that is when you realize what your level truly is. Ranked is the floor, it's not the ceiling. The ceiling is dedicated matches against elite level players where you fight them over and over again when they're giving you their absolute attention. So do not consider ranked to be this big thing. Play rank, use that to gain experience, but also seek out matches against the best players in the world. I promise that is going to help you get better. Number 9, figure out how good you actually want to be. This is very important, right? You got to ask yourself, bro, like, do you want to be one of the best players in the world? Do you want to be like me, a little bit above average? You see what I'm saying? Once you figure out, okay, what level do I want to get? Then that's going to tell you how much time to invest into the game. If you want to be an elite player, one of the best or even the best, right away it tells you how to approach this game. It tells you, okay, I got to study every single thing. I got to play every single day. I have to do this and this and this and this to get to where I want to get. That way you're not going to be frustrated. So figure out, how good do you want to be? Do you have the time? And when you figure out how good you want to be, that's going to give you the roadmap to actually get there. Number 10 is take responsibility. All right. Of course, this is very important just for life in general. It's something that I'm trying to do more myself, taking accountability, taking responsibility. But in the game, it's very important for you to take responsibility. And what I mean by that is a lot of times we cope I say we because I do the same thing, right? You fight somebody or there's something that you're having trouble with, and rather than look yourself in the eye and just go, bro, I kind of just suck, you blame the game because it makes you feel better, right? I see this all the time. If every single time you run into a pressure fighter, they run right through you and you're never able to deal with them, it's not the game. It's most likely you. You know, if there's anything I know about human nature, it's that the level of enjoyment we get out of a thing a lot of times directly correlates with how good we are at that thing. For example, I think math sucks, okay? I hate it. I think it's boring. I don't like it at all. But if I'm to be honest, I'll say math doesn't suck. I suck at math. And because I suck at math, I say math sucks. All right. There are a lot of people out there who are really, really good at math, and they're not going to tell you that math sucks. They've put in the time that I haven't put in to learning math. They have the temperament to learn it. They're using it every single day. They love it. But because I don't love it, and because every single time I try to do it, I get negative feedback because I suck at it, I just go, yo, math freaking sucks, bro. I hate it. But that's just cope. It's copium. Let's just be honest. And I got to stop doing that, and we all got to stop doing that. All right. Look at things objectively. Are there genuine game breaking issues where like the game literally does not give you the tools to deal with this problem? Or do you just not care enough? You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, I hate the fact that everybody is block breaking me, blah, blah, blah. I know that if I put in the time to learn how to deal with it, I'll actually get good, but I don't want to learn how to deal with it. So I'm just going to say the game sucks. That's not the right attitude. If what you want is to get very good at the game, UFC 6, 7, whatever, you have to know when it's you that sucks and when it's the game that genuinely sucks. And sometimes it overlaps, right? But it's very important that you know that. So that's it. If you found any value in this video, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if it's your first time watching me, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Have a good one.